the whole reason why we're here is we want to know more about Bassam Auto Towing. First of all, thank you so much for joining us for an episode of our partner video series. We invited you on because obviously you're one of our top providers here. And I love that. Is that a honk? Is that it was a
yeah. That's a job from honk.
That's a job from honk.
See, we're keeping you busy.
No, exactly.
Yes.
So one of the things is, of course, as a top HONK partner, back in at the end of last year, we sent out a thank you package to some of our top partners just to say thank you for all the work that you do with us. So we want to know, one, did you guys receive that package from us? You should have received like a HONK partner vest, a certificate, some things in that package. Did you guys get that package?
Well, yes.
Did you guys like the vest?
We love it.
You do?
Good material. Quality material.
Yeah, it's good quality.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Well, we want to make
pretty...
something, that you could use. And I mean, obviously our goal is to make sure you're safe on the road. So we had to make sure it's some good quality.
Yeah, it is a good quality. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us, I mean, we want to know, obviously your business is successful. How did you get started in the towing industry in the first place?
Okay, so let me tell you how I started. I started the towing company. That was 2014, and I used to work on the cars, and I used to buy and sell cars before I started towing. And then I started having a problem with my guy, that transporter guy. Like he helped me out to tow my cars. So I decided to buy a tow truck. So I pick up my cars just to take them from the mechanic to the body shop, so I can fix all the cars and then try to get them back to the dealer and sell them. And then after that, that business went down, since that's the lease of the cars start getting cheap. And then I started making more money when they call me, say, hey, can you bring my cars? So I decided to bring my brother with me to help me out. And then we bought another truck, and we started, we start doing towing. Just like now, we're not doing insurance, only like auctions and friends and a lot of our friend mechanic. And then after that, start grown up. And then we just leave the business, the dealer business. We're not doing car sale anymore. And then that's how we grow up. I started with HONK, I think it's 2015 or 16.
15, I believe, yeah.
Yes, I started 2015 with HONK. Doing that thing. Yeah.
I'm like, that's 6 years. You were the second partner at HONK, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It is. Yeah. It's been a long time, yes, with HONK.
So in business, 7 going on 8 years, sounds like. What are the top 3 things you've learned about the towing industry so far? Okay,
so the top 3 things we learned.
Let me answer one of these. The first, for me, because I started later, with Bassam Auto Towing, I was in a different thing. So at the beginning in my old job, I didn't contact with people a lot. But in this job, it's I'm the dispatcher. I talk to the insurance people with HONK. So, that was new for me to deal with the bad moods of the customers sometimes. I mean, not all the customers are always happy, some of them, they're in the street for a while, or some have an accident, So people, they react differently. You see some people, they're in a good mood no matter what. But the problem is with the people, they have a bad mood and they come to you and they sometimes naughties and they start cursing or they're just yelling or they're being angry, I mean, they're people after all, we're people. So when they start doing that, for me or for Bassam, I mean, that was at the beginning kind of hard. And then we learned how to deal with people, how to make them, feel good, calm them down, okay, we're going to take care of you. Sometimes we voice all of that angerness and take it to a good way. And they always, most of the time, we started to know how to deal with people in this kind of situation. That's for me and for Bassam. I think it's growing more and more every time we're dealing with more customers. So that's one of the things, we know now how to deal with people no matter what mood they are in.
Yes, we're professional. We feel
With that, like we're taking all the angerness on ourselves, and
yes,
that's kind of calm them down, you know. That's one of the things.
We teach the drivers too, like, you know, we give water to the customer. Like, we hand them water, so just to, you know, like, just to make everything is like. And second thing, of course, we become like, you know, professional. You know, like, it's when you do like accident, all this kind of stuff. Like we can tow the vehicles where any position on the street. It's gonna take us a minute just to get it out of the freeway. You know, like, after, like, you know, all this experience every day, like, we're doing each one of our drivers minimum, he's doing like 15 jobs.
Yeah.
So like, at least they can start doing like they become professionals, you know, to get the vehicle. So that's one of the experience, you know, just to deal with the vehicles on the street, you know.
Yeah.
The third one.
And of course, we're not gonna forget, like, every situation we learned how to, like, you know, what kind of trucks we need.
Yes.
So always we upgraded our trucks.
Yeah, actually, this is number one. Like, you know, with the motor clubs, like, especially, like, you know, with HONK, we learn how to, like, you know, we don't use old trucks. It's all new trucks. You know, like, we cannot depend on, like, you know, especially like when you're hitting to go like do a service for a customer. You cannot drive an old truck, not because it's old truck, because you could break down. You could do these trucks has a lot of problems. So what we learn on this industry, we always have new trucks on the fleet. So like every like 2 or 3 years, we change our trucks to newer ones. So
yeah,
appearances are important.
Yeah, like you offer quality excellence in everything that you do, from customer service to your professionalism to your equipment and the trucks that you use. It sounds like it's a huge, at least, you know, hugely the experience for everyone involved, from, you know, your partners to your customers. So that makes a lot of sense as to why you guys are successful. You know, from a customer perspective, you know, if you come in with anytime I've had service and someone comes up with a new truck, I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, you feel comfortable.
And it's not about only new truck. It has to be clean.
Yeah.
Yes.
The truck has to be clean. You know, like, you cannot show up on a truck all dirt, or even if it's new. If you leave it for a week, it's gonna be dirty. It's gonna it has to be washed. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's really important to understand, like Shelli said, that these are people who are having a bad day. This is not a great day when they break down. Nobody plans to break down. So to be able to handle that and turn that around and create a positive experience out of that is always beneficial to all parties involved.
Yeah.
And all the customer. Yes, good.
Yeah, Bassam, you said you've been in the industry for over 14 years. You've been with HONK for about 6 years now. How has technology changed since you've been in the industry for so long? Have you seen a huge, I mean, obviously I've seen it since I've been in, but have you seen a huge difference in the technology and equipment and trucks since you've been in?
Yes, of course. The technology on this business has grown up year after year after year. You know, like with the trucks, same thing. You know, so there is always new stuff coming in. You know, like it's like on the trucks, on the equipment, and we are always on top. Anything new, anything upgrade, right away we'll get it. Just in case, you know, we'll see how does that work. So we change all the trucks to this mode. You know.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about using technology in your business?
For me, the phone. It made our life a lot easier. Let me tell you this. Before, so I mean, you know, like the iPhone for me, like it's always like keeping me updated with everything. So like, let's say we're trying to add a service to the job, you know, like let's say it's a tow, we're adding a jump start, we're adding lockout, we're adding a winch, whatever. So when a driver is on scene, you guys are in your offices, I'm in my office. I'm trying to connect all of us together. You know, the iPhones, the laptop, you know, like let's say the Yahoo, or the app, which like HONK Request. All of these things, when you put them all together, they make a huge success to get like everything on top. So whatever we're trying, before we used to call, we used to send them by email. So what we started doing, we started taking videos. After that, we noticing that you guys added couple things to the HONK app, which one of them is like, you know, adding services kind of with a video and all of that. So this is one important thing. I think it got like upgraded in HONK by adding all these technology and adding all these updated, because now you can put any live job to everyone can see, like from the dispatch, from HONK, and of course to the driver. So that's one of the things that the cameras on the iPhones or like on any kind of phone, and kind of like we can upload it on the HONK request right away, and then that making our life easier and your life easier. And it's always someone has to review it. So I think that's one of the things that we really loved, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to hear that because, Shelli, I know, like you said, you're in the office every day, probably dealing with a million things
Exactly.
at a time.
Yeah.
Personalities at a time. So kudos to you, first of all, because you do not have an easy job.
Thank you.
I love that. So what plans do you guys have for your business this year?
Okay, we already started the plan for this year. So we start doing like interstate transportation, and we upgrade all our trucks with the MC number. We added our MC number. Like we have the CA number, we have the motor carrier permit, and now we have the MC number. We add the apportion plate, and we add the AFTA to all of our trucks. So like, because sometimes we're getting vehicles getting towed to, let's say, to Arizona, to Las Vegas. A lot of tow companies, they accept it, but no one legally can do it. You want to be legally, you can do it. You're going to have an MC number extra on top of whatever you have, all these permits you have. You have to have the MC number and the apportion plate and the AFTA. So now I have them all. I'm just waiting for the AFTA, and then we're going to be able to take all these vehicles. Like, when we have a tow, let's say in California going to Arizona, it's pretty close, and we have to cross. But to cross the legally, that's the way. So that's what we did now. And we did a crossing to TJ, that's to Mexico. With that, you need another special permit, and now we have an office in Mexico. We did an office in Mexico, in Tijuana. And yes, we did. Yes, and all the trucks that we have, the twig carts for them, so they can go to they can go inside the port. Like, when there's a call on the base, we don't have to get escort or waiting for the customer to come to the door and take us inside. No, we can go to the customer inside the base, on the Marine base or the Naval base.
So interstate and international expansion this year, huh?
Exactly.
Pretty bold.
And international.
Awesome.
Yes,
and international.
Let's hope for the best for this year. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you could offer advice to other towing professionals, maybe folks just getting started in this business, or maybe folks that have been in business for a little while and are looking to grow and expand, and maybe they're thinking about going interstate, or maybe they're thinking about going international, what kind of advice would you offer them?
Be honest in your job.
Yeah, just be honest.
Number one.
Yes, and don't go with HONK. Like, leave the job for us only. We can bring more trucks. Yeah, really. Thank you.
So the honesty here, I think, like, it's number one. Made us like go all this, and there's this like kind of like a trust between Bassam Auto Towing and HONK.
Yes.
So always, like, we trust you guys.
Yeah, I love that you said that. I agree with you 1,000%. That honesty is so key, especially in this business.
Thank you guys for all you do. We love having you as a partner, and thanks for coming on. Thanks for taking a few minutes.
Thank you guys for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We love having you on, and one of our top HONK partners here, Bassam Auto Towing. Tell the audience where they can find you, and go ahead and share any of your socials. So if any of our listening audience members are customers, they can also locate you if they need assistance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to everyone who's listening, if you guys need help, you can always call. Our main phone number, which is 619-715-9662. And if you guys need to see our work, you can, Google us on Bassam Auto Towing, or you can go to Facebook to Bassam Auto Towing. You'll see a lot. We do, like we said, we do all the jobs. We do all the cars. We do all motorcycles, any big cars, small cars, anything, you name it, So we're always here to help. If you guys just Google us or go to Facebook or call to this phone number, we're always glad to help.